Algeria, Tunisia, and Libya are history's first countries to be known as the Roman region of Africa. The Amazigh population native to North Africa, whose language the continent was named after, have had such a large influence on ancient civilization to have had a continent named after their language and deity. Africa is an Amazigh deity of earth in Amazigh mythology, and the word Ifri means cave in Amazigh. Africa was named in a similar fashion to the country of Canada, as it is taken from the local Native American language for a word denoting a village. Officially, the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria is a country in North Africa that spans over an area of more than 2 million kilometers squared, is the largest country in Africa. For a visual size comparison, it is twice larger than the entire Eastern Europe combined. Algeria is a major contributor in the African Union's mega infrastructure and large-scale economic policies to end isolation in the continent. Algeria is also the largest nation in the Mediterranean Sea. Its 2,148-kilometer-long coastline allows it to be a very important commercial and economic player in the region since early antiquity. Its strategic location west of the Mediterranean, in close proximity to border nations such as Spain, France, and Italy, providing access to important trade routes and facilitating maritime trade with Europe, Africa, as well as other Mediterranean nations. This strategic position has historical significance and continues to influence trade and diplomatic relations. Algeria's expansive history is full of events that occurred over a span of millions of years. We will be using a timescale to better illustrate the history of Algeria throughout 7 important ages. In this video, we will only briefly discuss 2 important ages in North Africa to summarize all knowledge gathered on prehistory of this region so far. Starting from the Paleolithic Age, this is an era in North Africa's history that began with the emergence of the Homo sapien man, an early Neanderthal type that hunted and collected for his subsistence. Our knowledge of ancestry of modern man starts to take shape here. This age was succeeded by the Neolithic, with the development of advanced stone tools and the spread of the agricultural revolution in North Africa. Stone carvings became prominent in this era, depicting early man in his habitat. We define the Paleolithic and the Neolithic both as prehistory. We use the word prehistoric to mean the period before early history because writing was not yet invented, to indicate that early man did not record events passing him. We begin discussing the story of North Africa's prehistory with the emergence of prehistoric humans in the region. The prehistoric North African man has left us with great evidence of his early lifestyle and survival techniques. Algeria is a great specimen to study prehistory of North Africa, since it possesses the oldest and biggest amount of prehistoric sites in North Africa, and has worked extensively with multiple local and international organizations, including European Union agencies and UNESCO, to conduct massive archaeological studies in North Africa. A team of European Union scientists from CENIEH, Spain, studied the occupation and adaptation of early hominids in 2 sites of Aïn and Aïn Boucherit in Sétif, and Tiranif in the province of Mascara. The site of Aïn Boucherit in Sétif helped determine that North Africa has the second oldest prehistoric sites after Eastern Africa, dating back 2.4 million years. This discovery shook the theory of East Africa being the cradle of humanity. Archaeologists say that it means that humans emerged simultaneously across a vast region of the continent. These sites in Algeria revealed skeletal bone remains of the Homo habilis or pre-erectus. The findings on the site of Aïn Boucherit and Aïn Hnish can be found in the first museum constructed after Algeria's independence in 1962, in the center of the city of Sétif. The archaeological site of Tiranif in Mascara, northwest Algeria, yielded Acheulean stone tools dating back 1.9 million years. Some of the findings in both of these locations can also be found in the Bardo National Museum of Prehistory in Algiers. To give a clearer picture of how important archaeological sites in Algeria are, Remember that we are discussing a timescale of millions of years. The oldest prehistoric sites on the European continent can be found in Spain and is merely 600,000 years old. The oldest prehistoric sites in Scandinavia, aged a mere 4,000 years old. Prehistoric sites on the African continent are truly one of a kind. Acheulean stone tools were also discovered by chance in many other geological sections such as Saint-Aimé in Gidioia, Inkerman, Ouadrioux, Clairefontaine, also known as Ruinet, Takdemt, and Ouzidem, or at various points in northern Constantine. The archaeological sites in Algeria are so numerous that it is impossible to mention them all. Mapping them would lead to a complete blackening of a large-scale map. Instead, however, here on this map, I simplified the thousands of archaeological sites into designated dots that represent every major archaeological site in Algeria. For instance, the site of Aïn Boucherit, number 1 on this map, has another important archaeological site close by known as Aïn Boucherit, but I simply named just one of them. Homo sapiens, Neanderthal type, has further evolved and is now called Homo sapiens sapiens, the man aware of his knowledge. From 25,000 BC, the first ancestors of the modern-day Amazigh people emerged, known as Ibero-mauresians, a mixture between Iberians and the indigenous North Africans. They first arrived in the Rif region north of Morocco, Algeria, and Tunisia. The Rif in North Morocco is the richest part in Morocco in the remains of the Ibero-mauresians. Fossilized remains of Ibero-mauresian man can also be found in Algeria at one site in Mishta, west of the province of Constantine, another site in Efele-Bourmel, not far from Bijaya. The Ibero-mauresian man of Mishta has reached his peak in 10,000 BC. Branching of families of Homo erectus in North Africa led to the rise of Proto-Afro-Asians into a species known as Proto-Mediterraneans, from which emerged the Capsian man. The name Capsian comes from the name of the Tunisian city of Kapsa or Gafsa around 10,000 BC. Humans, known as Bovidians and Proto-Berbers, appeared in central Algeria. They hunted in large numbers and domesticated animals. Traces of them can only be found in Algeria in the interior and the eastern part of the country. Sites where they are found show the presence of kitchen waste. This prehistoric man is known for eating snail, such as mollusks. You can read the diet of the time from the animal waste close to his habitat. A lot of horses, mufflon, wild boar, zebra, and species of big-headed antelope found themselves in the kitchens of this early man. The green lush land with rivers and lakes and abundant wildlife used to be a common sight in southern Algeria towards the end of the Middle Paleolithic. Heavy rains fell in the Sahara and North Algeria, which then experienced a humid climate. A vast array of animals lived in South Algeria that were present in this area. It was uncovered in multiple archaeological sites, especially around Tassili Najar, stone carvings of Amazigh ancestors, domesticating animals and practicing agriculture. Using these domesticated bovine animal species of bison, the humid climate favored the development of populations of giraffes, rhinoceroses, and elephants, as well as other animals. The amount of vegetation that covered the South back then must have been extremely thick to sustain the food diet of animals as large as elephants with their massive food diet. Prehistoric cave paintings show the wide array. The reliance of ancient man on stone-made tools helped them also a great deal with food processing. The prehistoric woman would grind cereals into fine flour that was later mixed with milk or water and baked over a greased flat rock to produce what most resembles pancakes. A famous recipe in Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco, and parts of Libya, known as ghrayef or bagrir, is an example of prehistoric food that still persists to this day. The name originates in Amazigh from baghra. This spongy-looking snack is only present in Maghreb and nowhere else. I created this simple map to show some variations of the name of this famous recipe around the Maghreb region, in local dialects with its variations. Before the desertification rapidly changed the landscape around 3500 BC, largely due to a tilt in the Earth's orbit, part of the Earth became more exposed to the sun. And this led to large climate change in weather patterns. Factors like prolonged droughts, irregular rainfall, and rising temperatures led water cover to recede in South Algeria. Drying up of lakes and rivers. Due to the latter, forest size shrank massively. Wind erosion became more prevalent. The topsoil, stripped of its protective forestry, became susceptible to wind erosion, resulting in the movement of sand and the formation of sand dunes, hence the region becoming the desert it is today. Interestingly, after desertification started to take place around 3500 BC, the Berber population living in this area have started to notice change and began to domesticate horses and species of camels. Some discovered cave drawings even show the earliest known use of chariots anywhere in the world, as well as the first recorded historical use of war camels, and can be seen by these cave paintings in Tassili, an area designated as World Heritage Site by UNESCO. Eventually, with the development of the Tifinagh writing, early man has begun to record historic events instead of drawing and carving them on cave walls around 3000 BC.